Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Alton Sports Network's live coverage of some Alton Comet basketball. We're at the site of Impact Comet Country, as we like to call it, in the rolling hills of Alton, Missouri, not sure. Andy Earl's here alongside me, Mr. Sharp-Dressed Man, Sharp-Dressed Man Clary. Tom has been doing radio forever. You ever watch the Sandlot movie? Forever.
Thanks.
And it shows because he's smooth. Tom, thanks for being up here with us again tonight.
Hey, I enjoy it. I've got a lot of compliments. I'm not going to say on me, but
no, it was you. It was totally you.
But the video, the angles, and I've really got a kick out of people. They talk about the camera looking down.
Yeah,
I said, you've got to thank Andy, because I said, me and Jonathan said, no way are we going to the middle beam and loom extension ladder as high as it would go. We said, no way.
It was a smidgen flimsy, just a smidgen.
Yeah.
There was some dust, cobwebs up there. There were some names marked up there. I think there was even a volleyball up there. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff up there. But, hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Very good. Hey, guys, we're getting pretty close to tipping it off here. My understanding is, Mr. Clary, we're going to have JV tonight and then senior high. Is that correct?
Right. We'll have just a half of JV because Koshkonong's limited on players. And then we'll have a full varsity because in Missouri you can play 6 quarters.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
See, I'm learning a lot of stuff here in Missouri. I'm from Arkansas, and y'all don't hold that against me.
Well,
y'all don't hold that against me now. But so you can play 6 quarters in a night, I assume?
A player can, yes.
One player. Okay, that's interesting. Well, you know, we watched that at Van Buren. I was at Van Buren. I never thought about that, but a gentleman named Caleb Ricker was out there. He played JV for 2 quarters. That's right.
Yep.
And then he came out. So I'm glad you said that. Now, I didn't get a chance to really pay attention to either one of these teams, JV, and any of the streams that we've done. But do we have any players that do kind of play both ways for Alton that you know of?
Well, I would say we will tonight because, Alton varsity is definitely the favorite. I mean, they're pretty good this year. Kosh is kind of rebuilding. We played them once already, pretty large deficit, so I wouldn't be surprised like most coaches. Because we lose several seniors this year, so certainly with that, you want to get some of your younger kids experience when you can. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the JV kids get some action tonight.
It makes perfect sense, and if I'm coach, that's probably what I'm doing, honestly. That's a good point there that you make, Tom.
Yeah.
And before we get to dive into this ball game with 7 minutes to go, I just want to personally thank everybody again. Y'all have been so great to us. It's been awesome, man, to hear all the great comments and to read everything. And then you hear the water cooler talk at work and stuff like that. It's really neat to hear everything. And so thank you. Everyone that supported it so far, thank you. And to our sponsors. This man right here is one of them, and we sure appreciate them. Alton Bank is one of them. They're also Bank of Birch Tree, West Plains Savings and Loan, Shippers View Assisted Living, and, of course, Mr. Clary Funeral Home, LLC. Big thanks to all the sponsors so much. The staff and faculty here has been great. They've treated me like, like a king, like royalty. And if you ask my wife, she would laugh if she heard that. So definitely not royalty.
You don't get that at home?
No, and listen, Tom, before I leave, you got to remind me. Tonight, I have to take the trash out because tomorrow trash run, so don't let me forget that.
Okay.
I can't be in the doghouse.
Take the trash out and take the car seat out.
Yes.
Take the car seat out of the van and don't forget the blanket.
That's right, man. I tell you what, if anybody can mess it up, it's me. I promise you. But
that's the only reason I think my wife listens to us, to see the 6 kids at home and what did Andy mess up. And I think she can relate to it. The reason she enjoys that because I've been in. Spent many nights in the doghouse.
There you go, man. I tell you what, there's just you get in a hurry, you forget. And I'll tell you a real quick story. This is kind of embarrassing, but there was one night I'm sitting in the front room, and I'm watching a football game, something important to me. I'm really into that game, and she comes in there and says something about taking the trash out. And I said, yeah, next timeout, next quarter, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll get to it, sweetie, I promise. No problem. Well, next quarter comes around or next time, whatever it is, and I'm like, man, there was something I was supposed to do. So I was like, I think it was in the kitchen. So I walk in the kitchen, I'm looking around, I'm like, nothing's really popping. I'm like, well, maybe I was hungry. So I fixed a sandwich. I went back in the front room and ate. She comes back around. Yeah. I thought I told you to take that trash out. I'm like, oh, that's what it was. Yeah. So it's the memory. I think it's the concussions from all the sports playing as a younger kid, but that's my excuse anyways.
Yeah.
She's not buying that.
I was going to say, I don't think she's buying that, no. Yep, been there, done that. What can I say? What can I say?
Hey, big thanks to Mr. Jonathan Clary. He's up here tonight. He's wanting to kind of get an idea of how to run this, and so if a night I can't be here and maybe Austin Bradley can't be here, who y'all been seeing, that he can kind of take over. So I appreciate him and the Clary, the whole family, the whole Clary family, all 75, it seems like, of you guys have been awesome and all extremely athletic, extremely successful people, and we sure appreciate them. And this Clary family puts a lot into this this community and this school here, so y'all thank them. Thank Joby Steele, Dr. Steele. Sorry,
yes.
I keep calling him Joby, but it's Dr. Steele. Thank you to him. Mr. Allen, the superintendent, Dr. Allen, has been unbelievable too. Does he ever get rattled?
I'm trying to think. You all probably did the first night or two when Jonathan texted him and said the filter wasn't working. He probably was by himself, but I'm guessing from what Jonathan said, they kind of have a group text, him and Dr. Steele, Dr. Allen. I'm guessing a little bit because it was sort of one of those. I think he called some higher-ups with Mornet or whoever and said, fix it, from what I got.
Yeah, I tell you, he just seems so calm, cool, and collected all the time. But I could probably see that guy. He's kind of like one of those sleeping volcanoes just waiting to erupt. Yeah, and that, I tell you what, he got it done, though. And that wasn't the school's fault, by the way, folks. I didn't want to misinterpret that. That was definitely something that was out of their control, out of our control. And luckily we got it up and running. And
you know, he was a Van Buren Bulldog.
I heard that.
State champion.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, Van Buren has won state twice.
94 was one, right?
That sounds right.
'Cause I remember them having a banner up there. And so he was the other one then. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. So I wonder what that's like for him. Because you were telling me the other night that y'all and Van Buren don't quite get along as well and kind of rivals a little bit.
Well, because it's sort of like yours, regular season, like the tournament was rival, but because of district, yours is conference, and you get to settle it more so. But you play head-to-head, and it means something. Our conference really doesn't mean anything, so district is big. Years ago, Willow Springs was our big rival because we were both 2A and both really good. In fact, one of the biggest games, probably the game of the century, Alton went into district undefeated. Willow had lost one or two, and this is for the district championship. Had it at Willow Springs, you had to know somebody to get into the game, and they ended up beating Alton 2, 3, 4 points. It was really close, but like I said, it was big because, like I said, we're undefeated. Willow went ahead and finished second in the state that year. Lost to a team from Slater, Missouri that had a gentleman by the name of Joe Klein.
Oh, wow, Mr. Joe Klein.
Yeah, Arkansas.
Yes, I know all about him. Played with Michael Jordan on the Olympic team as well. The Chicago Bulls, got a ring there. Now he owns his own barbecue restaurant in Little Rock, Arkansas. I know all about Mr. Joe Klein.
He started at Notre Dame and went to Arkansas or vice versa. But
Notre Dame, then Arkansas,
But he was from Slater, Missouri, 2A, and that's who Willow Springs and the shooter on that team was Darren Taylor that coaches Muhammad at Greenwood.
Oh, wow. Man, that's awesome. That is awesome stuff. Guys, we're going to go off of the headset here. I believe we're about to have the national anthem, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get that for you in as Mr. Jonathan Clary is getting the camera on that, and we'll go out to the PA volume out here on the floor.
Would you please rise for a moment of silence? Receiving some bad news that Koshkonong lost a student to a vehicle accident the past day. And so we're going to have a moment of silence for them, and after that we'll have the singing of the national anthem. Thank you. Now our singing of the national anthem.
back to us. All right, guys, we're back here on the headsets, and great job there by the choir on the national anthem.
Miss Laurel Johnson and her students from choir.
They sounded in sync, sounded good. I like it.
She does a phenomenal job. For the last 30, 40 years, we've had a couple really good music teachers. We've been blessed.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Here's your pen if you want to mark down the – oh, you've already got one. Look at it. Coming prepared, Mr. Tom Clary. Again, guys, we will have one half of JV basketball first, and then we'll have senior boys action. As we've got the Alton Comets starting lineup coming out here for you. We can't let you listen to the PA announcer, unfortunately, because of the copyrighted music, but I promise you he's loud and he's proud and doing a great job. Guys, want to remind everybody we are on YouTube tonight. Don't forget that on YouTube tonight. You can search Redline Media Alliance to find that on YouTube. So please don't forget that. If you got a smartphone at home or a smart TV at home, I'm sorry, you can watch it on there. And again, Jonathan Clary on that camera right there, Mr. Tom Clary on the play-by-play, and I'll be your director and color commentator tonight. And Mr. Clary, you ready for some basketball?
Always ready for some basketball.
I love it.
At center court, we've got Landon Huckabee going up against Caden Burgess. And the Blue Jays control the tip. Here we go. Opening moments, first quarter, JV action, Koshkonong Blue Jays, Alton Comets. Comets in their customary zone, and Kosh kind of run the offense, trying to figure out, what's open. I wouldn't be surprised looking at Burgess, wouldn't be surprised part of their offense maybe going into 6'4", Burgess inside.
Anytime you have a kid that's 6'4" on your basketball team, I don't care if it's high school or what, you go into that, you feed him.
So, of course, this year as we say that, and then Sturgeon steps out and hits a three.
Exactly.
Of course. That's the reason we're up here, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, that's hilarious. Oh, the timing of that couldn't have been even better.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the Comets running their offense and the Blue Jays in the 2-3 zone. Marcus Cochran takes it to the hole. A little bit of better fingers there, but Cochran from downtown, and he hits it. So we're tied at 3.
Just like that, the answer.
Yep. Comets in a half-court press. Whalen tips it out of bounds. It's going to be Blue Jay basketball going the other way. Shout out to the Lady Comets last night, won in overtime at Bakersfield.
Yes, I heard about that. I think Montgomery had herself a pretty darn good game, is my understanding.
That's what they're saying, and need to give a shout out to her. Anybody that was here Saturday evening, the third-place game, she hit some really big shots for the Lady Comets.
You ain't a kid, and some timely shots at that, when they really need them the most. And ice water in her veins, that's for sure. I like when she gets aggressive.
Yeah. Talked to several people, and they were about like us when it was 13-zip Van Buren. It was like, yep, Alton's in trouble. But the girls hung in there and pulled it out. A nice win for the Lady Comets.
But, again, what do we know, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Another three by, I believe that was Sturgeon again.
We might need to put a body on that young man and put a hand in his face.
Yeah, I was going to say probably. But, I've noticed players at times will stand out there. It's like almost, I wonder how many you can hit in a row, which will drive you up a wall as a coach. Whalen with the three, not there, and coming the other way, the Blue Jays. And quickly, 8-3, Blue Jays.
I'm going to say that young man right there, number 23, looks like a man amongst kids out there. He's got a body for a football player.
Oh, yeah. You were asking about JV kids playing varsity. You reckon we're going to see him the next game?
I would think so. If not, I want to speak to the coach after the game.
Yeah.
Goodness. He's got some big old calves, Tom.
Yes, he is. Whalen way across to Cochran. Trying to find something inside as they rotate Huckabee at the low post and Trantham at the high post, but nothing there.
How about Yul Tusher tuning in from Lakeland, Florida? How about that? My goodness, that's a long way away.
I may join him Saturday. They're saying it's supposed to be here Saturday, so
man.
I think Lakeland would look pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that either myself.
And the Blue Jays out on the break, up and in and out. Not there. Coming the other way is Cochran. Sturgeon chasing him. And the shot up, no good. Fight for the rebound. It's loose, and the Blue Jays back headed the other way. And Cochran from behind steals it, so Comet's headed the other direction, the Huckabee.
Early on, Koshkonong is looking to push the basketball.
Yes. Skip pass to Whalen, another three for, and nothing but net.
Tell you what, Whalen, he has amnesia is what it is. He don't care if he misses 2 or 3 in a row. He's going to shoot that thing. He's trigger happy, and I like it. He's got a good shot.
Yes. And we had to miss there, but a weak side rebound for one of the players for Kosh. I don't have on my program, so I apologize that for 22. Not sure he is, but nice follow on the weak side board to put Kosh up 10-6. Shot missed, and here we come the other way. That is Sturgeon.
Jim Dotson watching from Washington, Missouri.
Yeah. That was one of my teammates in high school.
Jim Dotson?
Jim
really?
Dotson.
So
absolutely.
Now,
yes.
Jim, if you have any dirt on Tom Clary, you're more than welcome to speak.
Don't go there, because we grew up together. We went all 12 years of school together besides playing sports. Our dads coached us, so no, please don't go there. Yeah.
Say that. There's a time and place for everything, and this just isn't quite it, you're saying.
No, yeah, but no. Yes.
That's good stuff.
We actually won district my senior year, and he was one of the starters. And his little brother, Gary, was on the team also. Koshkonong Blue Jays headed the other way in a hurry. And up and in, and
man,
14-6. And Coach Kelly decided maybe it needs a TO and talk about this.
Man, you ain't kidding. I'm telling you, every time they are looking to push that basketball, as soon as it's a make or a miss, they are pushing it. No one's stopping the basketball, Tom.
Well, I think that's what Coach Kelly wanted to talk to them, that especially your guards, is you've got to get back and not only stop basketball, but stop layups.
Yes, yeah, you can't have that. So the last thing you want is having, easy buckets, I guess you call it. And those are high percentage shots right there. And I tell you what, Koshkonong, 22, 23, they got 3 or 4 boys that look the part, that's for sure.
Yeah, and as I said, kind of a rebuilding year. I mean, 2 or 3 of them are younger players, and, they're looking pretty good right now. They're doing a good job. Anytime you get JV players playing under the control, hitting the shots they should and everything, that's impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Shot up and not there. I believe that's Simpson, and we're going the other way. Another rebound, block shot rebound for the Blue Jays.
He wrestled that one away, that's for sure.
Yes. And it's loose, and he comes up with it. One-on-one crossover, now trying to find somebody. That's a good, smart move. If you're not a guard, sort of like me, find somebody that is.
There you go. Get some help, a little outlet pass, and he finally got it.
Whalen baseline. He's looking for the 3, step back, and in and out. Ball tipped, and going to be Blue Jay basketball. 14-6 score, 1:50 to go, first quarter action. Remind everybody, the JV just playing a half, and then the varsity, of course, will play the full 32 minutes.
Yeah. Also want to remind everybody, Jonathan Clary on the camera tonight. Tom Clary on your play-by-play. Myself, Andy Earls here. Arlene Ruff is watching from Raymore. Now, I'm assuming that's somewhere close?
Where is it?
Raymore?
That's outside of Kansas City.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
I'm surprised you knew that. That's good.
Well, first of all, she was a year behind me, and her husband and I played ball together.
Oh, okay.
He's a cousin to Jim Dotson, if you want some little trivia.
You know everybody.
Pretty much.
You're like a wealth of knowledge, a knowledge tree here, Mr. Tom Clary.
He was on that team. We won our regional.
Okay.
Final 16, and Mike was on the team. Mike Ruff, her husband.
Okay. Hi, Yule Tusher over in Lakeland, Florida says it'll be in the 40s here. You're welcome to come.
Okay. And they'll be freezing to death down there, and we would take it.
Wearing 5 layers, I promise you.
Downtown and comes up short. Huckabee the other way.
Well, he shot that one from way out there.
Simpson with it. In and out, not there. Huckabee crashing the boards, but they're going to get him with the foul.
Yeah, let's watch the instant replay here.
First foul for either team.
Jonathan accidentally hit the monitor and about sent it flying. No big deal. He's calm, cool. He's like Dr. Allen, just calm, cool, and collected. No big deal. Nothing to see here.
Well, you ought to see him with his wife. The other side, he likes to poke fun at her.
Oh, boy.
Get her going.
Oh,
he
boy.
knows which buttons to push.
Well, Miss Clary, if you're watching, I'm really sorry. Nobody's perfect, right? Right? Yeah. That's what.
Yep. And Koshkonong, 16-6, running their offense. And Comet struggling on defense. They're just having trouble finding the open man.
You know, it's funny you said something about Koshkonong in the rebuilding year. Man, if I'm Kosh right now, I'm seeing these young players, man, I'm pretty excited about the future right now because they look awful good. I know it's early and it's one JV game, but still, in a small sample size, they look awful good.
Right, and see, they're a 1A team, so, I mean, they'll go against our varsity, which is a bigger 2A team, but, you know, definitely the future looks bright for, Kosh and 1A team.
Oh, boy, if he could have that one back. You mentioned the word Butterfingers earlier.
Yeah.
That right there is a perfect.
He was too open. That was Hawkins away on the break and was just too open. It was like shooting it before he got control.
Yeah. Jeff Meyer says, go Comets. Michael Ruff says, Michael Ruff in Lee Summit High School. Okay, very good. We appreciate you tuning in from Lee Summit High School.
Okay. Michael Ruff, I'm guessing that's probably Mike's son, as I'm guessing, in Arlene something.
Okay.
And shot from the corner by the Blue Jays, not there. Huckabee coming the other way. Had Simpson, didn't see him. Pulls up at the top of the key.
And Simpson was letting him know about it, too.
Right. Yeah. And we have a shot inside. I think we're going to have the foul number 2.
Watch the instant replay here. Give you another look at it here from home. Bubble coats come out in the 60s down here in Florida, Mr. Toucher, Steel Toucher says.
So, Caden Botard at the free throw line. First one is good.
That's great. Bubble coats at 60 degrees. You got to love it. Thank y'all for tuning in, by the way. We really do appreciate that, and especially engaging with us, too. That makes it a lot of fun.
And 16-8 as Botard hits both shots. Blue Jays coming the other way. Simpson finally, Alton stops ball. Long shot from downtown, not there, but offensive rebound.
That ball found him, Tom.
Yes, it did. He kind of put his hand up to keep from getting it between the eyes, but he was alert enough to put it in the basket. Yep. Another steal for the Blue Jays. And I was wondering why we wasn't chasing the ball, but
I was too there for a second.
But the horn went off.
I thought that was going to be one of those where Coach Kelly comes out and meets him at half court.
That he stopped. He steps out and stops the ball.
Yeah,
the old Woody Hayes. If you can't tackle him, I'll take care of it.
I'll take care of it myself. I may be losing my job for it, but I'll take care of it myself. Boy, Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler, man, how about those days of Michigan, Ohio State, or the Ohio State, I guess I'm supposed to call them. But that was some fun stuff. I tell you, I love the old sports history. I know Tom's got a lot of it in the knowledge bank up there and his noggin up there. And, well, that was a good one. I read a lot of stuff on that one. That was a darn good one. Of course, the old Pat Dye and Alabama-Auburn games were some good ones too. But
the Arkansas, everybody here, the football with Brawls and all of them, but the big name had to be Richardson and the 40 minutes of
it was just
it's just who couldn't get into that.
Yeah, it was just a different style. He was just so aggressive. And I had a banquet set up and planned in Corning for him last year, but right before COVID hit, and unfortunately COVID hit, and we're trying to reschedule that. So if there's any Nolan Richardson, of course, he's in a Hall of Fame, Naismith Hall of Fame. If anybody interested in that, holler at me. We are still trying to do that, but of course, Corning's about an hour and a half drive. I made it in record time today.
Really?
I made it 1 hour and 40 minutes today, and I was pushing it a little bit.
You must not have to stop, put out any station fires or anything like that.
No, sir. I had one horse and buggy I got behind, but that was about it. No station fires today, thank goodness. And to all the folks of Myrtle, Missouri, gosh, I hate that for you, and I hope they can get that rebuilt or something done there before too long. 'Cause my understanding is that's their only little one-stop shop.
Well, I was going to say we hated to hear that because that was kind of the hub of Myrtle, as far as, besides grocery supplies, everything was just hanging out, was kind of the hub.
Yeah, boy, I hate to hear that. But
18-8 as we start the second quarter. I guess actually would be the second half as we're just playing a half here. It's 18-8. 6:40 to go. Caution on the move, and we're going to have a foul and a basket. I would say they'll probably count it.
I think you're right. We'll watch the instant replay here. Strong move down low there. But number 23, and I think is that Burgess, I believe?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they called the foul on Whalen, and 23 is Burgess, yes. I guess they did not count it.
Yeah.
They inbounded it, but they got the bucket anyway as Sturgeon scored.
I should have kept it on there. I'd hit the +2 there on my scoreboard, but it didn't matter. Then they ended up scoring anyways.
Okay.
Hi, Arlene Ruff says, Michael is our son. This is Arlene.
Okay.
So there we go.
Yep. The Comets with it. That's Huckabee on the left wing and gives it to Whalen to set the offense. Nice take, got bumped. And the NBA continuation play.
Man,
nice play.
watch this at home. You ain't kidding, Tom. That was a nice. The angle right there is so tough. You got to put a little English on that basketball to get that thing in from there, and he did.
Yeah. Of course, he's a gym rat, so you know how gym rats are. They shoot from every angle. Scoop shots, and so 20-10 chance to get it under double digits, and he does. The old-fashioned three-point play. So here come the Blue Jays, and once again, Alton was going to press and didn't get turned around.
Man.
And the Blue Jays got it to their end in a hurry.
The Blue Jays are humming down the court right now, Tom.
Yep.
I mean, it's like a blue blur just watching out there. Man.
They, evidently, Coach Miller, figure he's got some talent. Some kids like to run, and why not take advantage of it?
Yeah, might as well. How far is Koshkonong from here?
20 miles at the most, 15. Kind of depends how you go type deal.
They may have ran 20 miles already.
Well, could be. Yeah, could be. And there's Huckabee with the basket, so 20-13. So Comets trying to crawl back into this, back within 7.
Whatever Jared Kelly said in that last timeout, it's working.
The three no good. Nice rebound by Sturgeon. And we've got to fight for the ball, and I think there's going to be a foul on the Comets on that play.
We had a player slow to get up there, number 35 for Alton as well. Hopefully he's okay. I think he's getting around okay now, but boy, it sure looked a little slow there at first.
Yeah. Got a couple subs coming in the game here for the Comets as Simpson will go out and Roberts will go out. We've got Botard and I think it was Cochran came in the game. 21-13, 5:19 to go in the ball game.
Lonnie Tillman says, go Comets. Arlene Ruff says, way to go, Dylan.
Yeah.
Give Alton credit. They're fighting back here in this second half, fourth quarter, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. And the shot up by Trantham not there, and here come the Blue Jays. And from behind, which is what you need to do. Huckabee with it. We come the other way. Whalen pushes it in a hurry, and they're going to get him for
palming the basketball. Let's watch the replay here, Tom, to see what you thought.
I'm going to say I've seen a lot worse not called because I'm old school, and I think they need to call it, and it's rare to see it called. And that's one of the least offensive carries I've seen. Huckabee the other way, going against traffic up, and I think it's going to count and should be going to the free throw line.
Wow, watch the strong move at the instant replay here, coming right in your living room at home. Man, look at him use his body there, take the contact, and still finish.
You would think maybe his parents owned a fitness gym or something, wouldn't you?
I know. Looking at him and seeing that, you would think so. Yeah. That's awesome. I didn't even know you guys had a fitness gym here close. Is it somewhere?
Yeah, on the square.
Okay, very good. That's a beautiful area, by the way. I got the chance to go over and kind of look around the other day.
I'll have to be sure and tell his mother she owes me for a plug.
That's right. That's right. A little sponsor plug there. Yeah, that's awesome stuff. Yeah, we you know, of course, me, I'm the heaviest I've ever been, Tom. When I started the car business when I was 18 years old, I'm 33 now, but when I started the car business, I was 18 years old, and I was 180 pounds. I'm 235 right now.
Well, that wife must really be a good cook.
She's a really good cook. The only problem is it's usually cold by the time I get home.
I wouldn't go there.
That's right. I'm not going to say a thing.
It will definitely will be tonight. It's delicious. It's going to be cold when you go in the front door.
That's the bad thing about live TV. You can't quite scratch that out, can you?
No, you can't.
She does a great job, though.
Yeah.
All around. Superwoman's what I'm going to call her, yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, can we change the subject now, Tom? Yeah, goodness.
But, yeah, we do have a fitness gym, and it's Landon's parents have it, and which is good for the community.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something. You know, back home at Corning, we don't have one. We used to have one, and a lot of people used it, and I'm not sure quite what happened there. But man, it upset a lot of people. A lot of people had to drive 30 miles just to do that. So, yeah, it's a big deal.
Blue Jays the other way. They're up 6 as the Comets have crawled back in it, and ball's out of bounds. Going to be off the Blue Jays. Going to be Comet basketball coming the other way.
I tell you what, Sturgeon there hit that pad pretty hard. He popped right back up, though.
I was going to say, looking at that young man, I think it's going to take more than that. Probably there, West Plains would probably like him to slide down 63 Highway and play some football.
There you go. You might check on the pad, not him.
Yeah. And the Comets running that offense, and Huckabee thought about it, pulled up. Now he skipped passes to Waylon and sort of over Dylan's head.
I tell you, I've never seen people in the crowd duck so quick in my life.
If it hadn't hit the rail, it had some. How high it was, Dylan didn't even raise his hand.
He didn't even try.
I can't catch that one.
No shot. Yeah, I'm just going to let that one go.
The Blue Jays the other way, and that's Burgess. And Burgess with the finish. So back to an 8-point lead. 4 minutes to go in the ball game. 23
in blue is just a crafty player overall. I mean, that's your big, taking that most of the way down the court there and finishing.
Cochran from the corner, and back within 5.
Tom, did the net even move that time?
I'm not for sure. I think it's one of those had a little arch on it.
Yeah.
And there's your man back down the other way. Puts it up. Couldn't get it to go. And I think we're going to have a foul on the rebound.
Yeah, I'm watching the replay here. Someone flew in there at the end. Oh, he got hit. That was number 25. Oh, and he got someone on the eye there, number 11 for Alton.
Cochran, he's thinking they called a foul on him, and he's holding his head.
I was just standing here and got hit. What was I supposed to do?
I'm the smallest kid on the court, and I'm holding my head, and they're calling the foul on me.
Well, I like that, Cochran. That's a good point you bring up. He's the smallest kid. He's down there in the trees battling for the boards. I like that.
He was one of those that he's always been that way and knows no fear. I mean, he will absolutely take it to the hole. You can slap it out there, and it ain't going to matter.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's got the short memory, and Marcus will take it to the hole.
This will be interesting here for you, Tom. Michael Ruff, this is him talking. My dad said Tommy could shoot the rock in high school. There we go, a little love. See, you're a little too modest. You need to come out and let us know, man. You Clary's got to let us know. It's okay. Yeah, we want to hear it.
You can tell his dad is getting old and senile like me. We had a lot of fun. We had some good coaches. We ran track, did that, played baseball, and a lot of good memories.
That's what it's about, making memories.
Comets the other way, down 5, 3.5 minutes to go in the ball game.
Yeah, they quietly cut it to 2 possessions here. Early on, it was not looking pretty at all for Alton.
Well, I think a lot of it is they've slowed Kosh down from shooting layups.
You're right.
Huckabee from the corner. Thought it was there, no good. Waylon fighting for the rebound.
Little man down there.
I mean, he just went over 6'3" Sturgeon to get that rebound.
Wow. That's impressive. Scrappy-Doo. Call him Scrappy-Doo.
Yeah. Comets. There's Marcus. We're going to try to penetrate. Got stopped. Huckabee. Shot blocked by Burgess. Come the other way, the Blue Jays. Crossover, and he's going to be fouled. So going to go line to shoot 2:58 to go.
You know, Hawkins looked a little out of control there, but, I mean, it worked. It worked. He was aggressive, and he –
as you know, you take it aggressive to the hole, usually good things happen. Occasionally you're out of control, but and especially young kids, you want them. That's what you want them to do.
Yes, sir. We've got Rosemary Staley Roman says, enjoying the game. I have grandkids in Kosh and Alton, so I'm rooting for both teams. There you go.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
That's from being a small area, you run into that.
Yes, sir.
Ball's loose. I think it's going to be off of the – I thought maybe off of Blue Jays.
We're not sure. We'll watch the instant replay, but I'm not even sure.
Well, I guess it may have been off Huckabee. He dove on the floor. I thought, that, Kosh was trying to get it. Anyway, inbound the ball, 2:55 to go. Up 6. Comets need a stop.
Yes, they do. I was just going to say it's the big defensive stand here, and they got it.
Well,
maybe.
Yep.
Ooh, got away with a foul there, I think. Oh, Alton's crowd's not happy. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, you may have to replay that one. I can't even explain that one, that series.
Normally I don't give the rest a hard time, but I think they missed that one.
Waylon kind of got train wrecked on that play.
Yeah. Waylon's family won't be sending the referee a Christmas card. I'll just say that.
Well, Alton just got it back.
We think.
Well, I'm just saying that was pretty physical. Inbound play there.
And they did get it back.
And Waylon from deep, and he got it. So I guess he made up for not getting the call a while ago. 3-point game.
Just like that.
2.5 to go. Alton with it, and I think we're going to have a travel.
Yeah, I think that's the call.
Once again, just too big a hurry there, but that happened for Seth Trantham. It's going to the hole, and it's one of those was trying to get collected, go up. But anyway, 2:29 to go, 25-22. The Blue Jays leading, but the Comets within one possession.
I tell you what, man, Alton has come back. I mean, just stormed back and made a game of this. And I think you're right, Tom. You'd mentioned just simplicity, transition defense, stopping the ball and keeping them from getting in the paint and making layups. I mean, that's sometimes just that simple.
Yeah. I wish I'd written it down. I don't remember what the score was after one quarter, but Koshkonong hadn't scored much here in the second quarter.
I can go to YouTube. You can actually rewind. By the way, we're on YouTube tonight. It's a good segue. We're on YouTube tonight. You can actually rewind and pause the live stream, so I can actually go back, Tom, and kind of tell us. I see a 14-6 score there as I'm going back. Went back a little too far there. Again, on YouTube tonight, you search Redline Media Lights, and that's how you'll get that.
The Blue Jays inbound the ball, 2:29 to go in the ball game. And Comets turn the pressure up. They're going to go full court now. And Trantham a little aggressive against Burgess. But neither team, well, Alton's 6 foul. Next one will be the bonus. Koshkonong's only committed 2. So they can be a little more aggressive here on the defensive side.
They were at least down by 10 at one time, 18-8.
Quick pass into Burgess as he finishes. So we're going the other way. 5-point game. Comets need a bucket here. Cochran started to go, kicks it out. Looked like Comets content to go around the outside, maybe get a 3. Cochran puts it on the floor to Huckabee. Cochran from deep. That one's off. Rebound, and here comes the other way. And Burgess to finish.
Take number 3 got out of the way.
I was getting ready to say,
I don't blame him.
Waylon made a smart decision there. Absolutely. I thought the same thing.
Get off the tracks when the train's coming through.
He was going to take the charge, and at the last minute he thought,
no. His knees are above my head here. I probably better.
Because Burgess is 6'4", maybe, I'm sure, well over 200 pounds. And Dylan's not.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he was in a hurry, too, had a head of steam. Kathy Clary says, let's go Comets.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy, for tuning in with this as the ball's going to be coming back to the left side of your screen with Alton, I believe.
Yep. And they're down 7 with a minute and a half, so really they could really use a 3 here, but definitely need a bucket.
Absolutely.
Because not only to score, but to set up the defense. And that's exactly what they're doing. Waylon from the corner, not there, fight for the rebound. And it's going to be Huckabee. As he skied on that rebound, the only problem was he had his hand on the shoulder of one of the Blue Jays.
Well, I think they're calling this on, and I missed the replay. I got too late there. Sorry, guys.
Wow.
I was like you. I thought he had his hand on his shoulder or whatever it was. And but, boy, I guess, again, that shows why we're up here, though, I guess. Yeah.
Well, actually, they are shooting to 1-1. It is going to be the Blue Jays 1-1.
Okay. Well, he looked at the blue jersey there, and I thought he gave us a number, but maybe I was wrong. It's not the first time I've been wrong. It certainly won't be the last time.
So I apologize. 22 at the line. I apologize not for having his name, but it's not in the program. And he misses the front end to 1-1. So the Comets coming the other way. Huckabee with it. Will they run to Waylon to the corner again? He is, but the Blue Jays cover him this time.
Well, sorry, Tom. Waylon was wanting it back, too.
Yes, he was. There's Huckabee going to take it inside, gets fouled, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. 1:03 to go in the ball game. The Comets down 7.
Something about Huckabee, Tom, is this kid puts his body on the line in these ball games. I mean, he goes up knowing that he's going to hit that floor pretty hard, and he don't care.
Yep.
Reminds me of Allen Iverson back today. Almost every one of his shots, he was on the floor. He spent more time on the floor than he did on his feet.
Yep. Little trivia, I coached the AAU team, my oldest son, and we qualified for the Nationals. We stop at Paducah to pick up a couple kids and pick up the headlines, and it was when the headline was convicted maiming by mob, and that's when Iverson everybody was talking about Iverson going to be at the AAU National Tournament. He couldn't leave the state of Virginia because he got into the fight at the bowling alley, hit somebody with a chair, and we're reading about it. Because we were looking forward to seeing him because,
sure.
I mean, he was national news as a junior in high school. Yeah. And it was all of a sudden like and they tried. That's one of those politics didn't work. They tried everything they could. He played for Boo Wims, which is a big AAU program on the East Coast.
Yes, sir.
And they couldn't get him out of the state.
Wow.
Yeah, he was down at Charlotte, North Carolina. It was the national tournament, and he didn't get to play.
That's an interesting little nugget there from Tom Clare. I like that. That's interesting.
Inside of a minute, Koshkonong Blue Jays with it. We're going to have a block on the baseline, and the Blue Jays will be shooting 1-1.
Watch this, Tom. I thought he stepped out of bounds right there. Well, maybe it was simultaneously, but
I think he kept 1 foot in.
Yeah, you're right. That's right.
There's a difference between college and pro and high school, and maybe that's it.
That's got to be it.
Yeah, he rolls around, but it counts. So 6. So the Comets, whether it goes or not, it's going to have to get the rebound, go the other way, and just about going to have to shoot the 3.
I think you're right. You almost hate to say that, but I think you're right.
I mean, the good thing for the Comets, they do have 2 or 3 that can shoot it, put it up in a hurry. And the Blue Jays with 3/4 pressure just to slow them down. Cochran with it. Now he's going to put up the 2, in and out, not there. Gets his own rebound.
Wow.
Great hustle. Huckabee's thinking 3 as he penetrates. He goes up, gets fouled. That's one way to get the 3-point play, I guess.
I was just going to say, if he's thinking 3, he's got it right. Maybe an old-fashioned 3-point play here from Huckabee. And, well, he hangs in the air forever, it seems like.
That was a nice play, but landed. Up in there, not there. Big miss right there. 5-point lead. The Comets got to get a turnover. And we've got lots of bodies on the floor. I think it's going to be a block. Have to say, that's where that running mentality, he wasn't thinking at all. We're up 5, 30 seconds to go. His was, I'm taking it to the hole. I think that's what Coach Miller's talking to him about. That could have easily, you don't run over somebody and get a charge.
Exactly.
So at the line to shoot, waiting to see if it's 1 and 1 or 2. Looks like it's 2. Misses the first one. Another miss would be huge for the Comets.
You ain't kidding. And just a little side note here: the referee just pointed at somebody in the fans or in the stands and said something to one of the fans. I don't know what that was all about, but
And the Comets coming the other way, down 6. Cochran with it out front. Good pressure by Hawkins on him. Huckabee elevates again, hits the 2. Kind of like Chandler Cisco there, just elevated from about 12 and nothing but net. And the Kosh Blue Jays, like I said, they're not going to spreading it out there.
I tell you what, Tom, listen, not to be critical of a JV team. They're out there trying to get as much time and playing time as they can and getting it done. But why do you shoot that there?
Yep.
Oh, man.
And we have a timeout for the Comets. As down 4 with 12.7. So Coach Kelly drawing up his 4-point play.
That's right. You laugh about that, but we were down 4 one time. I can't remember who we were playing now, and it was in junior high basketball. And I'll never forget the other team's coach at I can't remember if it was Rivercrest or where it was, but yelling not to foul, and one of our players had purposely ran at him, bumped him, and when he did, threw it up, and it went in. Had a chance to make the 4-point play, missed the free throw. Hit the hard shot, missed the easy one.
Summer League at West Plains, Jonathan did that. In fact, I think he got an Oscar. We're down 4 right at the end of the game. He goes up, hits a 3, and I still don't know if he got fouled or not, but he flops, and he gets the call, hits the free throw, and we go to overtime.
Now, if he's telling the story, he got hammered hard, though. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was one of those, and the other coach, I knew him. He was a young coach from the Boot Hill, and he just looked and knew it was my son, and he just nodded like that was smart, that he just
Yeah.
I think we ended up losing, not for sure, but it was one of those. He just turns and looks. That's a basketball player.
That is a basketball player. Yep. Yep. That's awesome stuff. 12.7 to go here.
Whalen inbounds it. I'm guessing they'll look for Whalen, but Cochran going to take it to the hole. Going to be Huckabee shooting the three, a little bit long. Whalen with the board. He's backing up. He's putting up the shot, not there, and that's going to be the ball game. Nice ball game for both teams. 32-28 is the final as the Blue Jays come out on top as, you know, in the JV action here playing a half.
I got to tell you something. I know Koshkonong won that, and congratulations to them, but kudos to Alton. They were down double digits in that ball game. And how you doing, sir? And, boy, I tell you, they stormed back and made a game of it at least there at the end. But Koshkonong's fast break offense, I think, was a difference there. It
was early. I mean, you know, especially when you're just, you know, a full ball game, you would have to think that would favor Alton maybe because they got to slowing Koshkonong down. But, I mean, you know, it's almost like, well, it's like going into the fourth quarter down 10 or 12, and it's really the same situation there. And, you know, we should be at halftime.
Exactly.
You know, 4-point game at halftime.
Well, Tom, if you need a break and you get something to drink, you're more than welcome. I'm going to go over our sponsors real quick, or if you need to stretch out, let me know. Guys, we want to thank Alton Bank and their branch Bank of Birch Tree. They strive to provide the banking services and products their customers want and need in an environment that is personal and welcoming. With 2 locations in Alton and Birch Tree, banking with Alton Bank has become more convenient. Stop in and let Alton Bank be your hometown bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. You see them at the bottom lower right of our visual there. Big thank you to Alton Bank. They were up here tonight, and we got some pictures with them and everything, so it was kind of neat. West Plains Savings and Loans, serving customers in the West Plains and surrounding communities such as Alton, Couch, and Thayer since 1919. If you need an ag loan, consumer loan, business loan, or home loan, come see us at 417 West Broadway in West Plains, Missouri, or call 417-256-3042. The loan officers will be happy to sit down with you and talk about you meeting any loan needs you might have. Equal housing lender and member FDIC. Shepherd's View Assisted Living. When the damage of living at home requires more than you are able or willing to give on your own, you will find a warm welcome at Shepherd's View Assisted Living. When you need that transition from nursing home care to home, we are the right option to prepare you for living safely and successfully alone once again. Our staff are well trained to provide safe, efficient personal care, diabetic care, nutritious meals, meditation administration, and social activities. Shepherd's View, we are here for you. And the young man next to me here, Clary Funeral Home LLC, locally owned and operated, serving Alton and the surrounding community since 1948. 3 locations: Alton, Missouri, Mammoth Springs, Arkansas, and my parts there, and Thayer, Missouri as well. To get a hold of the one here in Alton, you'll dial 417-778-7221, 417-778-7221. My understanding was the last time talking to you, that is a family affair over there.
What's that, the funeral home?
Yes, sir.
Oh, absolutely. My dad and mom started in 48. I grew up around the funeral business, was gone for several years, moved back 30, 35 years ago. It's been a long time ago, and now both boys are in the business. So, yep.
That's awesome.
72 years.
That's awesome. And they're obviously going to carry it on even further, and that's just
72 years Alton's had to put up with it. So, you know, it's like
no. They'll gladly put up with you guys. Y'all have been so good to me. I know that, and I'm sure you've been to them as well, and we sure do appreciate you. And, Clary Funeral Home LLC, again, 3 locations in Thayer, Mammoth Springs, Arkansas, and also right here in Alton. You know, we had the members from Alton Bank that were here. I wonder if they're still here. Maybe they want to come up and talk for a second.
I'm not seeing one of them was Dana Roberts, and I'm not seeing him.
Yeah. Tom, I'm going to go off the headset for a second, see if I can find Dana. I'll be right back.
The final of the JV game, 32-28. The Koshkonong Blue Jays over the Alton Comets. They only played a half. So to save players, because they're 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 11, or 12 players, and they're a young team, going to be taking on the Alton Comets. I think this is the second time they would have played this year. The Alton Comets coming off a big win Saturday evening. Champions of the Big Springs Conference Tournament. Been a while since the Comets had won that. That was their 18th win, winning the conference tournament. So, but it'd been several years. So a nice win for the Comets. So they're kind of coming off on a high, and see if that affects them tonight. we're about 6.5 minutes to go in the before we start the varsity action. And looked like Andy's back.
Yeah, I got to talk to Dana. She said Colton's going to come up from Alton Bank and speak with us. I don't know when that'll be, if it'll be here in just a few minutes, or we may even get him in between a timeout or something, or in between quarters, or even halftime of the next game. But we'll figure that out as he comes up.
How about if I bore you with some useless trivia?
No, let's do it. Send it out there. I love it. You never bore me with your trivia.
Okay.
It's, again, a wealth of knowledge here, and I love it.
Alton's first trip to the state tournament, 1954.
Oh, wow.
We ended up finishing 4th. The key player was Hal Johnson, ended up signing with MU, Missouri.
Oh, wow.
He was that good. His older brother, by not much, was the coach, Carl Mack. There was a family, couple Combs boys, a couple Johnson. But the trivia part is and a guy by the name of Don Woods that knows as much of this as me, there's a community out there called Many Spring. He said Hal Johnson, I knew he was a really good shooter, which if you get recruited by MU, you
got to be. Yeah.
Anyway, said he had a flat shot. And he asked me, he says, do you know why? I go, no. Well, next to the Many Springs Church is the old schoolhouse. That's where he practiced. It's got a low ceiling. And we walked up there and saw that. Me and Rob, Rob and I look at each other. Yeah. We got to see this.
Yeah.
So sure enough, and that was the reason he had a flat shot, because he lived in Many Springs, and now you just didn't come into Alton and 8 or 10 miles. Yeah. And so that's where he practiced. And what was neat about that, unfortunately, Hal retired next to superintendent anyway. We passed away within the last year. They had it at the church. His kids and grandkids, great-grandkids, walked up and got to watch where he crafted his skill of being such a good shooter.
That's neat. That's pretty cool. Now, I think it's interesting that the brother was the coach.
Yes.
I wonder if any of the players maybe got a little upset if he was getting the last shot down there, 30 seconds ago, and they weren't. That'd been really interesting.
I don't know, because the way I understand it was how could light it up. Yeah. And they had a guard named Leroy Cruz. They said it was sort of like Meadowlark Lemon. All he did was dribble. Yeah. They said you couldn't steal the ball from him, because my mother would talk, said they'd hear this noise. Everywhere he went, he dribbled a basketball. So back then you walked, and to get downtown, you had to go by
dribbling his basketball.
You had to go by the funeral home, and she'd hear, Leroy Cruz.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
And there was a couple Combs boys. They were just big old raw country boys. But anyway, they finished 4th. And anyway, Carl Mack was young. My dad had just moved back, been here 6 years. He was younger. And Carl Mack would go over and take Coke bottles. And Dad said all hours of the night is going playing with those Coke bottles, thinking about defense, offense.
That's
and
cool.
Moving that is cool. Around. But, yeah, he was coached by his brother, yes.
All right, we've got Kelly Haddock says she's tagging Daisy Simmons. Joe Beth Thomas Montgomery is watching. Go Comets, kind of watching that number 15, they say. Oh, here's a good one. Robert Hollis. Tom, who gets the last shot between you and Jonathan? I know my dad would give the wrong answer as between he and I. So who gets the last shot?
Well, if I want to win, I'm going to let Jonathan shoot. No doubt about it, Jonathan.
Okay.
I mean, and I was okay, but nothing like John. Rob was a rebounder. Rob will admit he was the garbage play. He's going to get the offside rebound, get it
the Dennis Rodman of the
Their team went to the finished 3rd in the state, and they had a kid by the name of Blake Reese that could score, and a big good center, so he knew his job. But we're going to Jonathan.
And if you need a 4-point play, you're definitely going to Jonathan.
But John was one of those natural shooters from early on. Good form, could shoot. You'll have to ask him. He probably shot 80-some, not 85% from the free throw line. Was a good scorer.
Yule Tusser says, Robert, your dad all day, and I've watched you shoot a million shots. Come on over here, young man. I'm going to give you a headset here. We'll swap here. I'll let you have this one. We'll try to get him in the picture here, too, if we can. Come on over here, young man. All right, there's our camera right there. For everybody at home that may not know you, just kind of tell them who you are, where you're from, and that thing.
I'm Colton Burnett. I'm from Alton, Missouri, and I'm here on behalf of Alton Bank, and I really love the Alton community and what they have done for me and my family. It's just been great. Great atmosphere.
I personally want to say thank you to you, Colton. You were a big part of this when I first started. You really spearheaded some things for me personally. I didn't have the time to get up here yet. This all kind of happened so fast, and I didn't really have the time. I wanted to get up here and take a day, just talk to all the businesses, and you kind of did some of that for me and really worked hard for me. I don't know that I ever thanked you for that or not publicly, but I wanted to publicly say thank you for that because that was awesome. It meant a lot to me. You didn't even really know me, and you're out there working hard for me. That meant a lot. So you guys thank him for that. Is there anything that you want to mention about Alton Bank?
Just a great family atmosphere. We love the community, and we love the people in the community. And really, we try to make it better than any experience you've had at a bank. And we really try to bring the worth-changing banks for every time you have a meeting with us.
Well, there's one thing I know, that if I'm going to bank somewhere, it's somewhere that supports our local town, our community, and our school. And these guys right here, I promise you, they do it. So if you guys are at home and kind of maybe on the fence there about a certain bank that you're with right now or don't have one, get with these guys. Get with Colton and the gang over there at Alton Bank, and also Bank of Birch Tree, I believe, as well.
Yes, sir.
They'd love to help you. Colton, you're a natural on the mic, man.
Thank you,
I appreciate
brother.
you coming up, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
We asked him who he'd like to present. He said, I'd like to have my dad, Justin Merrick, present the ball. Thanks for years of hard work and dedication both on and off the court to reach this milestone. Congratulations, Payne.
Now, Tom, I missed that. Now, what exactly was that? Can you help me out?
A couple games ago, Canaan reached the 1,000-point plateau, so that was they give him a basketball that got that engraved on it and everything, and that was his father went out, presented him with the basketball for his own trophy case for scoring his 1,000th point.
That is awesome. I didn't know that, so that is fantastic. We've got the Alton Comets coming out, their starting lineup right now. And we're about to have some senior varsity basketball here in the rolling hills of Alton, Missouri. Again, Jonathan Clary on the camera, Tom Clary on the play-by-play, myself, Andy Earls, directing and color commentating. We really appreciate everybody for tuning in with us. We got several of you on. Huckabee, Matthew, and Sarah. Yay, Colton, you're the best. Good job, Colton Burnett. They say awesome stuff. Love that. Guys, we're going to take you out here to some basketball action. Enough of me yapping, and we'll get out here to some round ball on the hardwood.
Yeah. And 8 minutes on the clock, getting ready to tip off the Alton Comets versus the Koshkonong Blue Jays. A couple teams from Morgan County. 2 or 3, 4 players that we've seen play for the Blue Jays, as I said, in Missouri get 6 quarters, so they're going to get plenty of action tonight. Once again, that's Burgess with a tip. Not many kids can say they got 2 tips in one night.
I was just going to say the same thing. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And that's Sturgeon going against with Cisco on him. Inside, the shot is up, and it's going to be led him a little too far with the pass. That was Oler, maybe. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Stephen.
I'm glad you're doing the play-by-play, and I ain't got to be the one that butchers anything.
Yeah. Heck in the corner. Skip pass to Wolf. I don't know why he passed it up. I mean, Saturday night, absolutely scorched the net.
It wasn't passing anything up, was he?
No, and he didn't need to. I mean, if you hit 5 in a row or whatever he hit, why would you?
Yeah.
Okay. Comets up quickly, too, as Chandler Cisco scored, or with the rebound outlet to Montgomery. Thought he was going to pull the trigger because that's his spot. He hit about 3 Saturday from there. Cisco again. 4 points quickly for Chandler Cisco as they're going inside. Koshkonong the other way down 4. Comets with that kind of half to 3/4 court pressure.
Cisco's got a really soft little touch shot there, kind of a floater, if you will, and it's that's not easy.
No. And that's Hawkins running the point. Sturgeon dribbling it out front. He's kind of directing traffic here. The Comets in his zone with a kind of 3-point pressure. Nice pass inside, but unfortunately missed the crip shot. Cisco the other way. Takes it up strong and partially blocked, but going to have a foul. That's going to go against Joby Sturgeon, and at the free throw line is going to be Chandler Cisco. 4-0 Comets quickly on top.
You know, I talked to Chandler's mom a little bit today, and I didn't realize that he had an injury. I guess it was last year.
Yeah, said he missed most of last year. Yes, it was kind of really they wasn't 100% sure. It was shin sprints, and then ended up with a compound fracture, and it was really just they were having trouble diagnosing exactly what the problem was. And part of the problem was he wouldn't stay off of it.
He seems like that type of kid too, man.
Well,
that's a good thing to have. But
well, if you could dunk, why would you?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean, if I could get up like him, I mean, you know, who wants to sit around? Heck, strong to the hole, and he's going to be fouled. And another chance for the and one.
Heck says, heck, I can get up too, and he can.
Yes,
man, that was
he
a nice
can.
play.
Yes.
Very nice play. Quick 8-0 run here with less than 2 minutes off the clock.
This one in and out, but Christian Orr with it, little jump hook.
Wow.
I like that.
How do you stop that?
Well, you can't.
That's right.
Well,
man,
especially when you're 6'6" and you do the little jump hook. Absolutely.
6'6" and then long arms too. Yeah.
So the Wolf to inbound the ball way out to Montgomery. Cisco thought about the three, penetrates, goes in, soft shot in the lane. Quickly, 12-0 Comets.
Yeah, we just talked about that soft touch by him, and I'm looking at Koshkonong, Tom, and you already alluded to it, but they've got, I think, 3 guys that played quite a bit of JV out here.
Comets on the run the other way. Montgomery, floater, and it's good. And I think Jed's going to get a chance for a and one.
And here comes the instant replay right there in your living room. And well, I'll tell you what, Alton is finishing really well and strong at the bucket right now.
Yeah, it's, you know, I think they started a few games ago. They, you know, like a lot of teams with quarantine, they didn't get to practice. When they did practice, this one was out, that was out, and finally, the last couple of weeks, they finally had everybody together. And I think that showed Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, it was just finally starting to get it together, and, you know, which as a coach, this is about the time of year they've got about a week and a half to go, then they start district.
Yes, sir.
So this is when you want to peak.
Yeah, playing their best ball at the right time. And you mentioned districts. I just want to mention that real quick. We will actually have the districts for you on our other kind of our sister company, our extension company, Dog Pack Media. We'll have that live. So don't forget that we'll have that for you live all through the districts there.
15-2 is the Blue Jays score. Now they kick it out to DeWolf. Not there. Fight for the rebound. And Miller with it with the rebound.
Good job by Miller crashing the boards there. Kamikaze style. I like that.
Yeah. Tipped out of bounds by DeWolf. It's going to be Blue Jay basketball.
Arlene, now I don't know if this is a joke, Tom, or if this is a verbal jab, but Arlene Ruff says Tom would have gotten one if there was a three-point line way back then.
Yep.
Back in the Pistol Pete days.
You bet.
Yeah.
First of all, most people can't remember when there wasn't a three-point line is part of the problem.
Vicky Martin says, go Comets. Lisa Burnett, good job, Colton. Jinx and Pat Wynn says, go Comets, enjoying the games. Debbie Morin says, go Comets. Thank y'all for tuning in with us.
Yeah. Blue Jays inside, reverse move, not there. I think Orr probably changed that a little bit. Quickly down to Cisco, and everybody's disappointed.
I know.
You had the replay button already.
I was ready.
Had the replay button ready, and you just laid it off the backboard.
I haven't been to many Alton games this year yet, but I'm going to tell you something. I've been enough of them to know that when he gets in transition, look out, folks.
Yep. That was Burgess with the finish, so 17-4, the Comets on top, 4:18 to go, first quarter action.
And Burgess saying, don't forget about me now. He's a good little ball player.
Yeah.
I should say little, but good ball player.
Yeah. In the Orr, out to Cisco's going to shoot the three. In and out, Orr with the rebound and the follow.
Good positioning there by Orr. Down low and then good finish.
Yeah, that's pretty handy, 6'6", and you've got inside position. That's
almost automatic.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's Christian's second block, but Blue Jays come up with it, stay with it, not there, fight for the rebound. Good job by Sturgeon to keep it alive. Shot from downtown, not there, Heck with the rebound. Here come the Comets.
Orr's a one-man just wrecking crew on defense right now. He's getting a hand on everybody's shot in the perimeter and inside.
Cisco with it, up and in. Nice, had to change his shot. Good defense by the Blue Jays, but he was able to pull it down and go back up and score.
I think he flew up in the air, checked the time, made sure his shoes were tied, and then dumped it in.
And made sure the video was on him, and
That's
I'll go ahead and put it in. Yep. Yep. And maybe even winked at a girlfriend or something while up there. He was up there for a while, and he takes it down, scores again. Big night for Chandler Cisco, 23-4.
Now, look, I'm no college scout or anything, but there's a couple kids on this Alton team that I'm not saying there's any Division I products out here by any means, but listen, there's some kids out here that I feel like they could play somewhere in the future, assuming they stay healthy, assuming they want to, assuming the grades are there, the work ethic and everything.
Right. Oh, I don't think there's any doubt and I've talked to you in different ones. Used to, when you went in the gym, you go, well, there's a big old boy. It was more like Burgess. I mean, heavy. Now when you walk in the gym, that kid's long. I mean, and what I'm saying is like Cisco and Orr.
Yep.
I mean, you're talking to two long athletic players, and like we talked the other night, also is used to. I mean, Christian plays inside, but I think it's obvious he's got the skills. He can move away from the basket.
Yes, sir, it does.
And Cisco and Chandler already does.
Yeah, I just, again, don't know where or who, but we've got to get these kids seen and start getting a hold of some people because I guarantee they can play somewhere. And there's another lanky, long kid, number 22 there with the baby blue, the sky blue shoes.
Yep, that is Kason Kinder. Yes, he's another long, athletic young man. He's one of them that spent time in quarantine, so he's trying to, get back in shape and
get acclimated.
And he can really shoot the ball.
I'm looking at this team, this Alton team, and not to dismiss Koshkonong right now, but we are Alton Sports Network, and man, this is going to be a dangerous team come district time. I think if they can stay healthy, stay together, and
I mean, you never know because the district seeds are voted on by the
that's right.
7 coaches.
That's right.
But I really, unless the Comets falter 2 or 3 times towards the end, they should be the top seed and should be the favorite. Shot from downtown by that was Burgess.
That's our buddy Burgess, man. Number 2-3 putting his
and so should be the top seed. Which at times you kind of want it, but on the other hand, it really you get down to playoff time puts a lot of pressure on you.
Sure.
But you'd like to go into the game being the favorite, and they should be the top seed because they haven't played Van Buren. It's right before
it's
district.
Coming up soon, yeah.
Right, but they've beaten most of the other teams in district: Neelyville, Ellington, Couch, Summersville. So, pretty good chance they'll be the top seed.
I think you're right, and that's quite an accomplishment. Obviously, because this year's so different. With the quarantine, the COVID. If you ask the coaches about this year, they're probably thinking, "Oh, I'm just ready for it to be over at this point." But it's a blessing that we're getting to play. And to me, I think on a year like that, I think more time away from here, what you're doing away from the gym, because I'm sure practice times weren't quite the same.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I think what you do away from the gym is huge, and I think that says a lot about these Alton kids.
Well, a good point was Maggie Warren was her first game back Saturday, and I was talking to her dad. She's over at the other gym shooting. I was kidding her. I said, have you been out running around the house? He said, actually, she's been on the treadmill. But unfortunately, you're not shooting the ball or anything. I mean, you're kind of staying in shape. Yeah. But also, as you played sport, every sport there's a different kind of conditioning.
Yes, there is. I'm not going to sit there and pretend there wasn't. After football, we go to basketball. That first practice was awful, just awful. And it's just, you're right, there really is. And it's that's why I love allowing these kids to play different sports. I don't know how you are as a parent at home now, but nice 3 there by Kendra. But I don't know how you are, Tom, but I'm all for them playing multiple sports.
Oh, I think you should. I mean, it's just both of my boys did. They ended up quitting baseball and just playing basketball, but that was their decision.
My goodness, 2 big-time threes. The answer there by number 20.
But I've got 2 grandsons that play, and both of them are basketball, baseball, because basically that's the 2 sports around here. We don't have football, and absolutely encourage it. Because I'm one of those opportunities you have in school, and not only sports, VOAG, music, whatever, those opportunities may not be there after you graduate. So I'm a firm
Amen.
believer while you're in school, take advantage of those opportunities.
Amen. Make new friends, make memories. And that was number 30 on that shot a second ago, and that was Riley. Man, he shot that one from deep.
Yes. Yep. Another one, just a sophomore, getting a lot of minutes this time because he will, no doubt with Montgomery being a senior, is going to be the point guard next year, called on to lead the team.
Yeah.
Because you've got to have a point guard out there that the captain, the leader, whatever you want to call it.
I'm looking at Koshkonong. Is that roster correct? Only 2 seniors on it? Is that right?
That's what it looks like.
Only 2 seniors for them, and oh, wow.
In and out.
Watch the instant replay here, folks.
When it's your night, I guess.
You ain't a kidding. I mean, just as it expired, I think he got it off, Tom.
Yeah, I think that was Jacob Smith with the finish there, and that's a good heads-up play because you think as the buzzer winding down is I probably would have been caught flat-footed there thinking the quarter's over.
Yes.
And big play.
Judy Holman says, good job, guys. Enjoying watching online. Arlene Ruff says, enjoying watching the Comets game. Jeff Simpson says, great video and play-by-play again tonight. Excellent graphics. I remember Tom playing back in the day, not so sure on the 3, and he's giving a smiley face there. Oh, Yule Tusher says, we all played baseball in your backyard, Tom. Landon Gray named your little outbuilding the Green Monster. Oh, you had a Green Monster in your backyard.
Yes. Landon and Jonathan, he was a couple years older, but he and Jonathan were really good friends. And yes, Landon, one of the top.
Did what? It was Peach. It wasn't a Green Monster. It was a Peach Monster. Did you guys keep stats and stuff? Didn't keep stats. Gotcha. Some big-time wiffle ball action, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some stuff. I'm going to tell you something. I did 2 summers of that, me and my buddies in little old Corning, Arkansas, and we had 2 different houses we could play in their backyard and kept stats, and it was so much fun. And I miss those. I miss those days. No stressing, no worry over bills and kids and stuff, and get out and play the game you love with your friends all summer, man. It's just.
See, Landon owes me. He's one of the top officials in the state of Missouri, definitely the Springfield area.
Yeah.
I used to run AAU tournaments, and he was in high school. I got him to help officiate, so I taught him everything he knows about officiating. He owes me. No, I really.
Landon, if you're watching with us, we want to hear the rebuttal of that. Yeah.
No, he really is a very good official. Does a lot of big games, and really proud of him being from Alton, being a former Comet.
Boy, you better have some thick skin if you're going to be an official at any level, especially there.
Isn't that the truth? Montgomery for 3.
I'm seeing a lot of shots going up with confidence tonight now.
Yeah. Like I said, I think having a good week of the conference tournament will certainly do that. You go 3-0, pretty well dominate the championship game. So, I mean, that's going to give you some confidence. And Montgomery away on the break again, left-handed, and he's going to be fouled.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't see them dominating. Look, again, I know I haven't watched much Alton basketball, but I kept hearing about Bunker, and Alton's like, hey, now y'all need to pay attention to us. And they came into the gym ready to play. They packed their lunch, and they packed a punch that day. And honestly, Bunker could never recover from that early deficit.
Well, and that was another one is I'm going to throw out one of my pet peeves. They vote on the all-tournament team on Friday night, before the championship Saturday, which I don't like, because Brandon DeWolf did not make the all-tournament team, and I'm not picking on the 6 kids that did.
Yeah.
He determined that game the first quarter. I mean, he absolutely, with the threes, Bunker had their head down and going, we're beat. I mean, to me, he'd had a good week, but that game was all Brandon DeWolf, and anybody you talk to will tell you the same thing.
And to me, it seemed like you're right. He carried them early on, give them the momentum, give them the confidence, and I don't think Bunker seen that coming.
They didn't.
Because it almost like they were slacking off of him a little bit, and you're right. He came out and was poised and had a lot of moxie. And
I mean, it was like 18-2, and I mean, you look up the championship game, you're on the road, and it's 18-2, and this kid is red hot.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, other kids on the team too were contributing, but I mean, I think he hit 5 threes like the first quarter. I mean, it was just, and Brandon is capable. I remember in the 8th grade, is him and Chandler playing Thayer, and Thayer was really good. Chandler get the rebound out into Brandon, and he got the shooting layups, got the backing up, and it was like the volleyball line. It was about like the other night. Chandler rebound out to Brandon, and he's going to pull up from downtown.
Yeah.
And it's just, that happens. Jacob Smith, I was going to say, I thought he was going to get away with it. He was going to go to Chandler's or open inside and took an extra step. So 6:17 to go. 32-13.
The old Tusher said, sorry, guys, it's been a long time ago, laugh out loud.
Yeah.
I think we've got a timeout here.
Yep.
You know, we mentioned the three-point line the other day that we felt like it's kind of ruined basketball. And then, of course, as soon as we say that day, it seems like everybody was hitting threes and knocking them down. But I'm still with you on that 100%. I feel like it's kind of hurt the game a little bit, no matter what anybody says. That's my opinion. And it's just really interesting, though, like you said the other day, to see these bigs out here shooting threes and shooting them with confidence, and coaches kind of allowing it. It's just a different day and age in basketball, it seems like, you know?
Well, but I think the good kids is I'll just look at the championship game. Chandler Cisco, great pull-up, mid-range shot. He can shoot the three. Sutton for Bunker, the long kid, can take it to the hole, got the short game. I think you have to have a mid-range game.
Yeah, somebody in the middle.
Because otherwise, if all you do is shoot the three, they're going to pick you up at half court or wherever. Somebody's going to be in your shorts and say, hey, we're not going to let you shoot the three. You got to be able to get the space and mid-range.
You got to be multiple.
But most kids don't work on the mid-range.
Oh, I'm telling you, I've been in a lot of gyms this year, and you don't ever see anybody shooting a mid-range jumper anymore.
Yeah.
Even in practice, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. And it's a shame, and part of it is coaching. I was over at the other gym, and Jonathan and Coach Kelly were working with the younger kids, and they scrimmaged a little bit. Anyway, he talks to them at the end of practice and tells them when he's in the gym, and they are, no threes.
Oh, wow.
Well, because it messes with your form. I mean, if you're a fourth grader trying to shoot a three,
you're shooting it from your hips.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what he was telling me. And Jared and Jonathan were both really good shooters and had really good form, and that's what he was telling me. He says, watch Curry and the good kids. They are good players. They warm up close to the basket, working on their form.
Yeah.
And that's what he was telling them. He says, guys, if you want to be a good shooter, close in while you're young, get the form, and then as you get stronger, you'll be able to shoot the three the right way. Cisco with it. He's going to get fouled. Put some English on it, wouldn't go, but he's going to go to the line to shoot two.
I want to brag on Burgess again. I know he fouled there, but, man, he is absolutely a rim protector down there. Blocked Orr, then was going up again pretty hard there. Obviously did commit the foul, but he's doing everything he can to try to keep some kind of life, some kind of oxygen in this Koshkonong.
Yeah, he's playing hard, and, I mean, that's a good-looking 6'4" sophomore.
Yeah, it is.
People's going to get, as he gets older, going to get tired of seeing that kid because he does play hard. You're absolutely right.
I promise you.
And he's got, Sturgeon, 6'3" freshman to go with him. I'm impressed with the pair. They're bigs.
Yeah, what's in the water over there at Koshkonong here? My goodness.
Yeah.
Now, you said Koshkonong is in a smaller classification.
Yes, they're a small school between Thayer and West Plains on Highway 63.
Okay. So they also had a pretty rough drive to get here. Then I'm probably guessing.
It's not too bad if you got to dodge a few deer, but that's common in the Ozarks. But as the Blue Jays score 34-15, 5:15 to go, first half action. 16
fouls right now against the Blue Jays, 2 against the Comets. Possession in favor of the boys in blue.
And some more useless trivia. You're probably familiar with Texas Tech men's basketball program.
Yes, sir. And there's a Mr. Chris Beard over there right now, is doing a great job coaching them.
If you look on the bench, there will be a bearded, long-haired gentleman with tats. His name is Avery Benson. His dad was a star here.
Really? In Alton, Missouri?
His dad, Randy, was the coach.
Wow.
They finished second in the state. With Andy, ended up going to John Brown University. But his son, Avery, played at Harbor in, where is it, Fayetteville? Wherever Harbor High School is.
Springdale.
And then his senior year he transferred to a private school in Little Rock. But Avery's on that team, so we follow Texas Tech basketball.
I'll be darned. Boy, I'm going to tell you something. Since Chris Beard got there, it's a different program. It really is.
See, how that came about is Chris was at Pine Bluff.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And he was recruiting Avery. And when Chris went to Texas Tech, Avery decided to go to Texas Tech. So we follow a lot of Red Raider basketball.
And they have been so good, man. I got to watch them at Kansas. What was it, last year or the year before?
Yeah.
I can't remember. The year they went to the national championship game. But, and, man, they're they kept fighting and fighting. Of course, it's tough to win at Allen Fieldhouse for anybody. But,
yes.
But, man, it was really neat to see the fight of that team, that kind of grit and grind, almost the Memphis Grizzly mentality there a while back. But
I think that's just Coach Beard's mentality from what I've seen. It's just a good, hard, gritty type player. But, yeah, Avery's I think maybe a junior, I believe, anyway. He's at Texas Tech Red Raider. And we have an alum playing at ASU right now.
Somebody told me that the other day, and I can't remember who they told me.
Haley Erickson.
That was it, yes.
She was an All-American at Three Rivers Community College and transferred to plays for Coach Daniels at ASU.
Didn't know that she'd went to Three Rivers, but, yeah, someone had told me that just the other day, and I'd forgotten her name. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, she was an All-American at Three Rivers.
Wow.
And that was her sister that came in the game for a couple of minutes with the knee brace, Maddie Erickson. That was her sister.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Daniel family we know because when Rob and Blake and all of his bunch were younger, we used to play the team from Jonesboro, coached by I think it was David Daniels, maybe Matt's dad, and he was quite the ball player.
Okay.
And back in the day, when Jonesboro, they played for the Hurricanes.
Yes, sir.
And they were really, really good.
Still good program, very good.
Yes.
They had a team a couple years ago, had Desi Seals, a few others on there, ranked nationally, I think 6th in the nation.
Yeah. And lots of talents come through Jonesboro.
Yep.
3:14 to go, first half. The Comets 36-19.
And, guys, we apologize. We're telling some of these stories. Anytime you get a game like this, it kind of gets to be a quick runaway. It's kind of easy to get lost in the stories. But I enjoy that stuff like that, Tom. I really do, as we got a timeout, and they'll give us some more time.
Yeah, I was going to say, Coach Miller says, hey, they need some. The people want to hear some more useless trivia. Yeah,
that's right. My buddy Ronnie Jones from Corning. Corning's got games tonight, and he's keeping me updated there. So our junior boys won, junior girls won, senior girls lost. Our senior boys are fixed to play. I hope our senior boys game goes a little bit better than our last time we played Rivercrest. There was several ejections. A fan got ejected. There was a fight outside the gymnasium. I sure hope that doesn't happen again.
Holy cow.
Yeah, bad deal. So, and that's for a pretty big conference sitting there in Corning. So hopefully he'll keep me updated. Thank you, Ronnie Jones. Yule Tusher says that was a compliment. Sorry. Oh, no. We totally understand.
Yeah,
Hey, we've got broad shoulders. Even if it wasn't, we can handle it. But Debbie Moran says, love the stories. Yeah. Like it. Yeah, Yule, you've been good to us, buddy. You've been on here engaging with us, and we appreciate that.
You bet. Keep the comments coming. Good, bad, or indifferent. Gives us something to talk about.
Yeah.
And I've refereed for several years, so certainly I've learned to have thick skin.
You know what I love? I'm looking at Koshkonong. Look at their coaches. Now, that's country right there in some blue jeans. I love it now. That's nice.
Now, look out now.
Blue jeans and the blue shirts. I love it. Those are my kind of guys right there. And I don't have the coach's name, and I apologize. If there's any
That's Coach Miller.
Coach Miller?
The head coach is David Miller, yes.
All right, well, David Miller, you're my kind of guy, buddy.
Because he's coached at Couch for quite a while, then moved to Koshkonong, and he's coached a lot of ball games. Lob inside to Burgess. Kind of behind the back, behind the head. Not sure how to explain it.
I don't
Couldn't
either.
quite get it to go, but nice try.
That was a high degree of difficulty shot. Man, that's not one you practice on, that's for sure.
For sure. Ryland still with it out front. Kinder. Looks like Coach Hollis told them to run their offense, and as I say that, the Wolf hits a three. Sure. Run your offense.
Yeah.
I guess that's the offense. We call that the old number one play. Whoever brings it down court gets to shoot.
That's right. 2:15 to go here before halftime.
41-19 Comets. And the pull-up not there. Kinder, nice block out.
I tell you, this Kinder kid, man, he just looks the part. Long, lanky, pretty athletic. I know you say he's still kind of getting acclimated, but, man, when he does, watch out.
Yep. Well, I mean, the deal about this year's team is just they go so deep. I mean, they just keep, running players at you, big shooters, and, one of those, as they say, when they're clicking on all cylinders, pretty good.
Yep.
And it's just and you were talking about district. That's what Coach Hollis said in the very beginning. When it gets down to seeding, what do you do? Because, this team beat such and such at half strength, but then the next week they played at full strength, vice versa. You really can't look at schedules or this and that because of so much quarantine going on.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's going to make it really difficult. And now you mentioned it before, but is that all coaches that make that decision, or,
yes.
or is there some superintendent?
No, it's just like any other tournament. The coaches get together and you just vote on your on your seeds.
Okay.
So
There he is again, Riley from deep. Yeah. My goodness.
So needless to say, it gets a little political at some of those meetings because, I mean, you're thinking, I match up with this team, I don't want to play that one. And see, also a little different this year, the way I understand it till we get to the finals, that the higher seed will play at home.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting because that's why it's happened in Arkansas, too. Another 3 knocked down there. Yeah, it's very interesting. So if you're that higher seed, that's huge, getting to play those games at home now.
Right.
That's a huge difference right there.
Yeah. But now I did hear today that basically the finals will be at Van Buren, that the coaches voted on it, and the finals, regardless who's in the finals, will be at Van Buren. But otherwise, the higher seed will be at home. And also is, the way I understand it, maybe sectionals and quarterfinals, one of the 2 teams involved will be hosting it instead of going to a neutral site.
That's interesting. 5 seconds to go here before halftime, by the way. That's really interesting, especially for that deep into the playoffs like that.
Yeah. And comes up short. 52-32 halftime here at Alton. The Alton Comets on top of the Koshkonong Blue Jays.
I tell you what, Tom, if it's okay with you, I'm going to go grab me something to drink, get a little bathroom break. We got about 9.5 minutes before we get this second half going. Guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Kind of engage with us. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I think me and Tom are both going to go off the headsets here. I'll give you a 4 square, and we will be back again 9.5 minutes for some Alton Comet basketball. You're watching on the Alton Sports Network. And we're back here live for some second half action in the rolling hills of Alton, Missouri. Koshkonong, the Blue Jays in the blue jerseys with the white numerals, going from the left side of your screen to the right side of your screen versus our hometown Alton Comets.
That was Sturgeon with the miss, Burgess with the tip, but doesn't come up with it. The other way is Brandon the Wolf. So quickly, 54-22.
That play looked like deja vu of the JV for Koshkonong, just getting in transition, no one stopping the ball.
Yep. Now, Koshkonong kind of down to open gym ball now. It's like, well, we're down 30. Whoever comes down, let's shoot the three.
There's no set offenses now.
And
it's
nothing wrong with that.
It's a free-for-all.
Yep.
Speaking of.
And that was Sturgeon again, a miss. Cisco with it to Montgomery. Alton content to walk it up now and work on running their offense. Over to the high post. Little 10, 12-foot shot. Not there. Cisco with the rebound. The Wolf's feeling it.
Woo, you ain't kidding. Hungry like the wolf is the wolf, and they need to keep feeding him.
Yes.
I think Orr was a little upset. I think the air conditioning system kicked on right when he shot that, and it caused the it caused the air ball there.
You got to look at the flags on the goalpost and see which way the wind's blowing, right? Isn't that what a good kicker, a good shooter does?
That's right.
Cisco going the other way.
Oh, boy.
Everybody's holding their breath and couldn't get open and lays it off the board.
As high flyer as he is, he should only get 1 point for that, Tom.
Yep.
We're highly upset. No, I'm kidding. That was a great play by Cisco there.
See, we've always said on games like this, you need to move Chandler to the point out front.
Yeah.
Or basically stand him at half court.
Snowbird it.
Yeah, snowbird.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just
now, I dig the shoes, too. Totally. It looks like the Miami Vice shoes out there. Look like I'm on the beach of Miami right now wearing those shoes.
Yep.
Very colorful. Now, Tom, back in your day, were you one of those high white tube socks kind of guys?
I don't think we pulled them up. Now, we did have the Chuck Taylor All-Stars.
The Chuck Taylors, I like it.
And they had to be white, and we had gone to low tops. The
Oh.
low tops had just come out
Okay.
a year or two, because before that everything was the high top Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
And see, the good thing on those is you got a new pair for basketball season. When basketball season was over, that was your shoes you wore to the river, because the canvas would dry out after you wore them in the river. Sort of like your blue jeans, you outgrew them and got holes in the knees, you cut them off, and you wore blue jean shorts during the summer. I mean, that's what country boys do.
I can't believe you wore your Converses to the river. That's a fashion statement right there now.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, and the good thing is they would dry out because they're canvas.
Oh, wow.
And then come fall, you got a new pair of Chuck Taylor All-Stars.
Now, Tom, did you have many girlfriends back in high school?
Well,
wearing
actually,
Chuck Taylors to the river.
Well, we were all in Chuck Taylor All-Stars.
Okay, if you say so.
I mean, it's not like we were the exception.
All right.
And actually, I guess she felt sorry for me. I actually married my high school sweetheart, Diane. We started dating in high school. We got married, and almost 50 years later, for some reason,
Wow.
she still puts up with me.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I did have at least one girlfriend in high school.
There
I know
you
that's
go.
hard to believe.
No, that's a cool story nowadays, especially. I mean, my goodness, 1 year is tough enough with everything in this world. And Yule Tusher says, Jonathan was the first person I knew to wear the no-show socks. Very nice. Jonathan with the no-show socks. Okay. Yeah. Our coach made us wear the kind of medium socks because he wanted us to be able to take our shoes and wipe off the bottom on the sock. And that was before the sticky stuff. You know, they got the pads down there now, and they kind of step on them.
Yep.
That was before that, so.
You didn't have to worry about Chuck Taylors. I mean, now they would grip.
You break an ankle in one of those.
You betcha. You bet. We were all about breaking ankles, back then.
Like the turf of the old veterans over in Philadelphia, the old football turf there that everyone had bad problems with. Yeah.
But the good thing was, I mean, unlike these kids, you know, they get the catalog and decide, you know, which shoe do you want and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, when the coaches said when the shoes came in, you knew what they were going to look like. They're the white Chuck Taylor All-Star.
Now that we've dug down this hole, I want to dig a little deeper. Did y'all have warm-up music?
I don't remember, because my senior year we had a coach that was really ahead of the curve, and we did do some cool stuff, warm-up and everything.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember if we did or not. If we did, I don't remember what it was. That's a really good question. You need to ask Mike and Arlene Ruff.
Mike and Arlene Ruff, are you still on here? Was it the Beatles maybe, like a Hey Jude? Is that what you came out to? I mean, yeah.
Well, I don't know about Hey Jude, but yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Probably everybody's probably gone, Andy. It's
probably
me
crickets.
and you.
It's crickets now.
Yeah.
They've all left us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost all the viewers when we got to the Tube Socks, I think.
Yeah.
4:30 to go here in the third quarter.
But speaking of John, with the no-show socks, I mean, between that and the hair, you didn't know he was a trendsetter, did you?
I had no idea. Would have never thought that.
Yeah.
Not one time. Yeah, he's out here. I think he's got his own clothing line here in Alton, actually. Yeah.
Yep.
JC Clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice little move going up strong.
Going inside. Your guy, Kaysen Kinder, couldn't quite shoot over Kaysen. His long arm down to. And that's where Orr had his chance maybe to go up and stuff.
I know. I'm going to have to talk to these kids after the game. Now, listen, this is TV. It's showtime. It's prime time now.
Yep.
We got some more eyes. We need to rattle those rims a little bit. Oh, Riley.
Downtown.
Goodness. Riley doesn't care. I think that one might have been the volleyball line.
Yeah, that was deep. And we've got some subs in. Montgomery and Orr heck out. And into the game, I told you we might see a JV there as Marcus Cochran in the game. But
nice move, just didn't finish there. Good rebound.
Fight for the rebound. Smith and Ash and Kinder came up with it. Ryland Steele.
James Train said, wore those high-top Converses in 1955 through 1958. Love it. Love it.
Yep.
Arlene Ruff said, born to be wild. Yule Tusher said he was the most popular kid in school.
Well, I don't know. That's putting the bar pretty low for everybody else is what I'm saying. We had a good – I was fortunate. I had a lot of good classmates and ones behind me, as I've mentioned several, and everybody wanted to graduate. I knew I had it made. No way did I want to graduate. I had an old 58 Chevy pickup. I was dating, playing sports. Why would I want to graduate?
Yeah. You had it made.
Oh, goodness. Ben Ash is down.
Hope he's okay, too. Good job there by the Blue Jays. Kind of a little thief in the night there. Stole it back door and good cut.
And I'm not for sure what happened to Ben. Usually he's tangled up with somebody, and they're wrestling down there.
If y'all have wrestling here, I know who my favorite I put money on, and that's number 11 in white. My goodness. And he looks kind of scrappy, too.
Yeah, that's Ben Ash. Yeah, he's – what you got to realize, we had a kid that just graduated with 6'9", probably 260, 270. That was really physical. Ben had to guard him every day in practice. And his name was Kobe Kanoto, and just beat Ben up every day. So Ben's used to it. I mean, you think Ben's big. Kobe was, like I said, 6'9", another 50 pounds, and just the coach would give them the pads, and one's got to guard the other one. I mean, poor Ben. I mean, I probably would have hit Kobe more than once. And that's his Ben, just go on like it's part of it.
Well, I sure wouldn't want to owe him any lunch money here at school. I can promise you that.
So I told somebody about that today. I said, when these bigs wrestle with Ben down low, it's the old deal. After a while, it's sort of like mud wrestling with a pig. You realize they like it after a while, and that's Ben. I mean, but because of Kobe, I mean, he had to do that for the last couple years. Kinder from downtown.
Again, that was a good stroke, but no good. Good rebound out there. Good blocking out by the guard on the wing.
I think he was too open, and he had time to think about it.
That's what it was.
Cochran coming the other way, getting a little varsity action here, running the point. Ryland Steele playing the two guard, normally plays the point. Kicked out of there, and Cochran comes up with it. And they move Cochran to the two. He's going to put up the shot. Not there. Jacob Smith maybe got over the back, but good aggressive play to keep it alive. Inside to Ryland Steele, and it's blocked out there by Burgess.
Hey, give Coach Miller some credit. He's got these kids playing pretty hard in the second half, and if I'm Coach Miller, here's what I say. Obviously, you're probably not going to get back in this one, but, hey, let's beat them in the second half. Let's start over 0-0, and let's beat them in the second half.
And, I mean, I don't have a problem shooting a few threes and this and that because let's just go out and have fun. Let's learn, and let's just go. It's another ball game. Kind of knew going in what was going to happen, and let's just, work on some things, but let's just have fun.
Exactly.
Don't get your heads down, and, tomorrow's a new day. But yeah, Coach Miller's done a good job with them. And like you said, when you just got 2 seniors, good things ahead.
I absolutely couldn't agree more. And Ash is getting a little TV time here at the free throw line. First one's up and good. Yule Tusher says, Jonathan brought so many trends from all the AAU games.
Yeah.
Now, Jonathan was in some pretty big AAU games, wasn't he?
He was. Claim to fame was he 15 and under, played with the St. Louis Eagles, which is now Bradley Beal Elite,
Yeah,
one of the top teams in the nation. And they went to Indianapolis, 15 and under. There was 116 teams there.
Goodness.
And they finished second in the nation. He got a Final Four jacket, a big silver medal, and he actually started the national championship game.
That is awesome stuff right there now. That is big-time stuff. With his no-show socks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And just a good group of kids. The center was, this is 15 and under, was 6'11". Had a couple 6'8", 6'5", 6'6". Jonathan, probably him and another guard were the only 2 that were 6 foot or under. But just good athletic. One kid was from Mexico, Missouri, ended up playing tight end for the Missouri Tigers.
That's insane. Wow.
Couple of the fathers were former NFL players. You know, typical summer. One kid that played with him, about 6 foot, could leap like Cisco. The inbound play on our own basket was a lob to him. We had a 6'11" kid, but they lobbed to the 6 foot kid, Graham Bailey, because he could get up. I mean,
wow.
It just. But they were that good. It was they picked Jonathan up mid-season, and we meet at St. Louis to go to Indianapolis to the Nationals. First of all, the coach says, give me all of your Game Boys and all this.
Yeah.
And they look at him. Second was, give us all your suites. No suites, because he says, we're going to win the tournament. Well, I'm thinking, well, that's a good objective.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Eagle coaches knew what they were talking about. And another claim to fame is Jonathan, because we had to drive to St. Louis for practice, he would stay in practice with the 17-year-olds. There was a young man by the name of David Lee that Jonathan got to practice with.
That is awesome. That's really cool stuff there.
And super nice kid. In fact, it was funny. The wife and I had taken him up, and he came in, and he won the slam dunk contest, the McDonald's All-American. And the play was he started in the corner, put the T-shirt over his head, and dunked the ball. Well, he comes and he sees it, and we go, he's got his McDonald's All-American T-shirt on, comes to practice, and we say something. Well, he just kind of pulls his T-shirt up and laughs. Great kid. But, I mean, it was kind of cool to hear. You've watched Steve McDonald All-American on TV and everything. Then you go next week, you go to practice, and here he is, just one of the boys. But, yeah.
That's unbelievable. Well, now, Tom, we'll Coach Alton here kind of keep the gas pedal on a little bit, let them play, let them shoot, or they kind of hold the ball. They got an opportunity maybe to hit the century mark here.
I would be surprised if they hit the century mark. Is Coach Hollis is one of those that's been around the block, and he's been on both ends of the getting hammered. And if they do, it's just simply they throw in some threes, but he won't intentionally. I mean, that I guarantee that isn't his goal. Hey, let's try to get to 100, or let's get Cisco 50, or. You know, because you hear about these kids setting records, and it's this type of game.
Yeah.
That isn't Coach Hollis.
Yeah. You're right. And
well, in fact, you've got our whole JV out there. That ought to answer your question.
There it is, just like that, yeah.
You know, which to me is smart, because these kids will be, I don't know if any of them will start, but some of these will be your reserves next year.
Exactly. And not only that, in games like this, I think it's easy to – maybe your Alton senior kids, they don't play as hard, and that's usually when you let up a little bit. That's usually when you get hurt.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. We've been wanting to see Orr or Cisco dunk, but at times that's where something happens. Absolutely right. There's Cochran from downtown, not there. Blue Jays come the other way. But that's kind of Coach Hollis is. It's like I said, is not to embarrass, the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
And to me, that sets a good example for your players, where they, and it's good to pull your varsity out and say, hey, I want you to sit here and root for these kids like they do with you on the bench. I mean, there's a lot of teaching lessons in games like this.
Yeah. Doris Johnson says, Tom, I like hearing your stories. We appreciate that. Judy Holman says, back to play-by-play, please. Well, here's the good thing, Judy, about TV. It ain't like radio. Back when I did radio, you had to give every little detail.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing about all these cameras now. You can mute us if you want and still watch the game, which is awesome. And I love that part of this. And there's a nice three there in the corner. Dylan Whalen, Yahoo, says Mike Ruff.
I just figured that's what everybody done. Muted us a long time ago and was watching the video.
I did too.
Yeah.
Especially when we got into the stories a little deeper there. I totally agree.
And
But,
a quick story on David Lee is he was so good, he broke his dominant hand when he was a freshman. So instead of quitting basketball, he just got to playing left-handed. We'd watch him in practice, didn't know if he's left or right-handed, but it was just one of those that just forced him to use the other hand. But, yeah, it was kind of funny. They said, this is 17 and under. They said he will be in the show. And I'm thinking, how can you tell? 17-year-old?
Yeah.
Well, they said he'll go to Florida for Donovan for 1 year,
Yep.
and he'll go to the show. He was at Florida 2 years.
2 years, yep. And 2 pretty good years, I might add, too, by the way.
But he left the year before they won the national championship.
That was a good ball club. I promise you, though, back when David Lee was there. And Billy Donovan, man, just a heck of a coach. Of course, went to the NBA then. But
Blue Jays with it on their end. Good defense by Whalen into Burgeon. Not there. Burgess with the rebound. Goes up strong. It's going to be fouled.
I tell you, I'm out here looking, and I think this is kind of a JV game, back to a JV game now.
Well, I hadn't thought of that. It's basically who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the score of the – maybe we can continue it here. Do you remember the final of the –
We should, 32-28.
That's what we should do.
Yeah, should have the third quarter and keep track here.
That's right. Yeah. First one's no good.
And remind everybody, coming up Thursday night is at 5 o'clock. The Lady Comets will be taking on the Lady Falcons from Dora. And then following that will be the Winona Wildcats. In boys action, we'll be playing JV and varsity, which will be a Big Springs Conference matchup.
Yes, it will. And I didn't even know about the girls' matchup there. I'm glad someone – yeah. Tom has all the information, though. He's just like he's the info guy. If you guys want info around here, Tom is the guy to go to. So, okay, so we got girls and boys then.
Yeah.
I knew we had the boys, so we have girls and boys. Okay.
Well, the reason they're doing it, Winona doesn't have a girls basketball team because they're very good at volleyball. As I was telling you the other night, them and Emnitz dominate 1A state volleyball.
I remember you saying that.
Between the two of them, maybe 15, 20 state championships.
That's crazy.
And what's bad really is a lot of times they're in the same district.
Wow. Man. That's feast or famine in that district.
Yes. In fact, several years that is basically, of course, if one of them wins state, that was probably the state championship game or match, as they call it in volleyball. But, yeah, so like I said, Dora and Winona coming Thursday night.
Yule Tusher said this is the extra quarter with all the there we go. We just talked about this. This is the extra quarter with all the JVs on both teams. That's right. I totally agree. Debbie Morin says Tom rocks. I like it. Blue heart there.
Yep. The Blue Jays with the offensive rebound and Sturgeon with it in and out. Huckabee with a nice rebound.
That ball was halfway down, Tom, and popped back out.
There's Cochran pushing it. Caden Botar to Whalen. Trantham with the drive, left hand.
Good block.
And block, but that's what happens if you stayed with it. Got a shot blocked, pull it down, able to put it back up and finish and get a chance for a three-point play.
And here's my don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart reference. That is a Class A 5-star mullet right there now. That is as nice as it gets. It's a party in the back, and I love it. Look at that.
And
love it.
4-point play.
How about that?
Missed
Yeah.
a free throw, rebound, kicks out, and 4-point play.
Please tell number 40 not to cut off the source of all of his power there, the hair. We got to keep that.
Yeah. Oh, Seth.
Open three.
Yeah. Good block out by the Comets. Had 3 white jerseys there,
And
none of them came up with it. I mean, we absolutely sealed the basket.
How did the Blue Jays get that? I have no idea. Good hustle down there in the corner. Just couldn't quite save it.
So the Comets the other way to Trantham to Cochran coming up.
Number 22 for Koshkonong was holding his right hand there. I don't know if he might have injured it on saving that basketball, maybe against the wall.
That's what I'm wondering, maybe hit the wall. And Whalen, the lob to Huckabee, unfortunately, Landon didn't see it coming, so it's going to be Blue Jays coming the other way.
2:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. I tell you, it's we've got, like you said, we've got Thursday's games, and I think Van Buren is the next week here at home as far as our streaming schedule. That's a deep 3 right there.
Yes.
And then I think we start districts right after that.
I'm not for sure Monday or Tuesday. I think Van Buren is later in the week, and that's I know that's the last. I think the girls go on the road maybe next Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday to Thayer. Whoa!
Oh,
yeah.
We're gonna watch the instant replay on this one, folks. You know what I'm talking about? Putting it on the line right there now.
You talk about the fullback taking out the safety.
That reminds me of the water boy. Get off the tracks when the train's coming through. Man.
And Marcus tried. Marcus tried to get out of the way, and I don't blame him. That's one of those, sorry, Coach, I'm not taking it.
We need a chalk outline of him down there in the court is what we need to do, yeah.
Yeah.
Man. He had to have slid 10 feet.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those. That's just one of those you kind of cover the head and just kind of. This is going to
Close your eyes. Yeah.
That's going to hurt.
You're along for the ride then.
Yeah.
1 minute to go here.
But it ain't going to hurt Marcus. He's one of those, as you've seen. I mean, this JV bunch, they will play hard and used to contact. And,
tough as a pine knot.
Yep, from the corner, not there. You know, I think the Koshkonong, they kind of, used up all their shots in the JV game. They've kind of struggled, which they've got to be tired. I mean, they've logged a lot of minutes tonight.
They really have, and some of those, of course, and another thing, too, now you sat down for a long time after really giving it all you got, and then you're going back out there and doing it again. That's not easy.
That and the varsity ran them. I mean, we got it up and down, and they made a lot of trips on top of it. So the Comets content to just run the clock out, so it looks like the final is going to be 85-29, the Alton Comets over the Koshkonong Blue Jays. So I guess we had a split tonight. It was Koshkonong 32-28 JV, and the Comets win the varsity.
Congratulations.
And some of the Blue Jays going over and shaking hands with the Comets, which you like to see, and the coaches shaking hands. And
good sportsmanship,
And that's what you like to see, even in a blowout like this. It's just where, everybody doesn't get chippy and everybody still plays hard and basically has fun. This is one of those. That's all what you do. Hey, let's just nobody get hurt and let's just have fun.
Totally agree. Tom, great job tonight. As always, I appreciate you jumping on board with us. We appreciate all of our sponsors, Alton Bank, West Plains Savings and Loan, Shepherd's View Assisted Living, also Clary Funeral Home LLC. Y'all got to hear Colton up here tonight with Alton Bank. He did a great job. And, of course, Tom, we talked a little bit about the funeral home there, too. And big thank you to Jonathan, trend-setting Clary over there for running the camera. Did a great job tonight, did Jonathan. And, of course, Tom, anytime I need him, he's here, and that means a lot to me, Tom. It really does. And when you do play-by-play, it allows me to take a break and be able to do the cameras and the audio and scoreboard, and that means so much because when you're doing it all by yourself, it is kind of stressful. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate that.
I can't imagine doing it both. It's trying to watch the game and commentate, look at numbers, and try to do the iPad. So glad you're here.
Yule Tusher said, who's wearing the headsets at District since it's going to be on the other network? It'll be me and then a kid named Caleb Napier will do some. I think Austin Bradley will actually be over there to help us out. And actually, Tom, you're more than welcome if you ever want to come up here a night or a day or whatever. Do they usually play those during the day, or they kind of try to play them at night too? Or
Well, see, I think it's going to be different this year. It's not going to be all day. The way I understand it, the first 2 rounds will be if you see us waving, that's my granddaughter and great-granddaughter.
Let's get them on the camera real quick. Hang on a second here. Let's get the little one on the camera there.
Actually, 2 granddaughters and great-granddaughter. One of them just hid.
There we go. There we go. Can you wave? There we go. That's awesome. That's awesome. But, yeah, I don't know. So now you're saying
the way I understand it is the first 2 rounds, the quarters and semifinals, will be played at the higher seat.
Oh, so
and then the finals, which should just be 2 games at the most, would be the girls and the boys will be at Van Buren.
Oh,
now Van Buren,
I misunderstood that.
Now Van Buren could get more games if they're on the higher seat. Now that's how it was explained to me.
Okay.
But now we're dealing with Misha.
Yes, I know.
So that could change tomorrow. But that's how I understand it. Is that's how it's going to be. See, used to in the past, they were right. They would have started on usually Saturday. They play the girls quarterfinals, and then like Monday maybe the boys quarterfinals, and everything was at the host site, which was usually Van Buren because they seat so many. But the way I understand it is because of the virus, is that the first 2 rounds will be at the higher seed. But now, now
one
of those we'll know next week.
Now, if that is the case, if what he's saying is the case, and it shakes up how we assume, and again that's assumption, we shouldn't assume anything. We'll have it right here on Alton Sports Network for the home Alton games. We got more than one hub, so we're good there. Yeah, that's exactly how that would work. And of course, if Van Buren is home for theirs too, then we'll have just 2 different streams at different times on different channels. But that's it. That's how that'll work. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because now I'm more clear with it and I can understand it now. So yeah, that Van Buren game next week may not be the last home game then, more than likely.
Right,
Probably
that's
won't
possible
be.
if they don't change. And I've been talking to people, because if you read the Misha website, it's not real clear.
Yeah.
But I've talked to Jeff Simpson, and he knows a couple referees. They were told that that's how it was going to be, because the Springfield Officials Association is in panic mode. Because now, instead of everybody going to one site, maybe you can work 2 games, or we're going to be spread out all over.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and up around Springfield especially, they like 3-man crew.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting enough officials. And right now, that's what Springfield is planning on. And see, the other thing is let's say Alton's the top seed. They're playing at Alton, but the girls, let's say, are a 5 seed. They're playing the 4 somewhere else. So this is really going to get
dicey. Yeah, it really is. Debbie Moore and says, way to go comments. Mike Ruff, great game comments. Love to hear the commentary. Thank you, Mike. Debbie Moore with all the hearts. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in with us tonight. Hey, we had a really good time. Obviously, if you're an Alton fan, you had a good time in the senior game. And if you're a Koshkonong fan, you had a good time in the JV game. Like Tom said, they split them tonight. So safe trip back to the Blue Jays and the staff and all the fans and everybody. I thought a pretty decent crowd for a midweek game like this, too. And with everything going on with us streaming, obviously with the virus and stuff. So good job with the fans here at Alton for that. Big thank you again to Jonathan, Tom, myself. Tom, you got any last comments here before we get off?
Just hope everybody will tune in. I'd like to see them in person Thursday night. Always support your local kids.
Please.
But if not, definitely tune in. Like I said, should be on the air about little tad before 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Yep. Austin, Bradley, and Tom will be here for that one, and I'm hoping Jonathan could run a camera for us then too. So, guys, until then, for everyone here at Alton Sports Network, for Jonathan, Tom, Andy, I hope y'all had a good time. We had a good time bringing it to you. Good night. God bless you, and go Comets.
Yep.